What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Sly Geordie, and welcome back to F1 23 My Team Career Mode for the Las Vegas Grand Prix of Season 5. We have just 2 Grand Prix to go. Two Grand Prix to go till the end of the series. The Vegas Grand Prix and the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And if you missed last episode, it was the triple header South American special where we did Mexico, Brazil, and Portugal. And the main thing to take away from that is we officially clinched the Constructors' Championship. There is no way back for any team now. 100%, not that there was anyway. Well, there was a slim chance, but that slim chance we have gotten rid of now, and we have officially won both championships. We've also beaten Verstappen's record tally from season 1. So you might be thinking to yourself, what is there to race for these last 2 races? Well, something you may notice: George Russell is in P2. Max Verstappen is in P3, so Russell's actually managed to catch up to Verstappen in the last couple of races, mainly the Brazilian Grand Prix. Verstappen didn't have a very good Brazilian Grand Prix. Russell, his form, it's just really inconsistent. Yes, he had a perfect weekend in Brazil, but that's largely down to our help. And of course, yeah, P12 in Mexico, he should have done way better, in my opinion. It was perfect conditions. For some reason, he just decided to chill at the back of the DRS train. So, yeah, and then him and Verstappen didn't have a good Portuguese Grand Prix. And if you want to know why, be sure to check out the live stream we did last episode. Yes, it's 4 hours long, but I've got the YouTube chapters feature on lock. So any specific race you want to go to, feel free. You can also go to free practice and qualifying, as we include practice into the live streams. But now, no more live streams for F1 23, apart from the goodbye live stream, which will be centered around the multiplayer. We've got 2 episodes left of this My Team Career Mode, and it brings us to now. The Las Vegas Grand Prix, the penultimate round of the F1 World Championship. And one thing you will definitely notice right away is that we have a new livery, another special livery. And let's have a look at it, a closer look, of course. This is the Swipe livery. It's the one that kind of looks like the Audi Sport livery in the shop. I've been meaning to buy it for a while. And I bought it just because I have so much Bitcoin from just being given Bitcoin and just not really spending it at all. But yeah, this is the new livery that we will be using. It's kind of inspired by the AlphaTauri livery of Las Vegas last season, where, you know, they had like the speed lines, whatever. So this is giving off that sort of vibe to me. I think this looks great. I think if we were going to do another season, this would certainly be a shoe-in for like the new livery or whatever. I really like it. It's really good. So yeah, clothing and emotes, let's have a look at this. Yeah, so this is going to be our attire for the Vegas Grand Prix. We're wearing the Vegas overalls, but we're also having a new helmet. This is the marine helmet. I've tried to match the colors of the Vegas overalls as best I could. I'm actually really proud of this this outfit. I think it's great, and I think the helmet, I think all of it just looks fantastic. So yeah, guys, without further ado, like, we've done all the regulation stuff. It really doesn't matter anyway. I think it's actually time we put some of these new ones in. So we've got a new gearbox in since the last Grand Prix. Probably, yeah, should definitely put a new turbocharger in. Let's put a new MGU-H in, and we could save the MGU-K for the next race, the final race of the Grand Prix. Or not, we'll see. But anyway, yeah, let's just skip ahead. It's finally time to get into this. I am excited. Ah, shut up. I'm sick of that tutorial continuing. I've been rejecting rivalry simply because, like, I've already won the championship. There is no rival. But yeah, we've reached the end. And these episodes are going to be a bit more spread out now. Obviously, I did the live stream on Wednesday. This will be uploaded. I'm aiming for the Sunday. And then the next episode, the final episode, will be next Friday. And as you're watching this, I will probably premiere the video the day after I don't know. But I'll have a premiere up just so you guys can save it for notifications and you know when it's coming out regardless. Yeah, here we go. So we've actually got FP1 in the day. That's cool. Not that I include these practice sessions in the episode, but yeah. Race for 18 laps. It looks like we've got a perfect weekend. There's a 22% chance of rain in the race, so perhaps, maybe, there is a very small chance something like that could happen. The last time we actually did Las Vegas was Season 3. It was the season ender, and it was a big race. Piastri will be hopefully looking to get some revenge at this particular Grand Prix, as this is where he actually lost the championship. Look at how close that points tally is. Had he finished ahead of me in the Vegas Grand Prix of Season 3, that would have been it. Piastri would have been champion. And since then, McLaren have just not managed to, you know, give him a proper title-winning car. It's a strong car, but it's not as good as Ferrari, it's not as good as Red Bull, and it certainly isn't as good as the Slide Team racing car. So I feel a bit bad for Piastri, for sure. Honestly, there are a few drivers here that I wish I would have gotten as second drivers, for sure. Piastri is definitely one of them, but we'll talk about regrets next episode. We'll make that like an extra long episode of just talking about the game and stuff, but yeah, we've still got a while to go yet. We've still got at least 18 laps plus qualifying and any practice laps to go. So, yeah, guys, here we go. The Las Vegas Grand Prix of Season 5. Let's get it. So here we go, the penultimate race in the championship, or well, the penultimate qualifying in the championship, in the series. And what a season it has been. It's been a pretty good, pretty great season for us, but it's been a pretty good season for content, you know. We've worked hard to have this dominating of a season, you know. It's not been a Max Verstappen situation where we're 20 seconds plus ahead of the rest of the field. We fought for these victories, we fought for these consistently good results, and we've earned the Drivers' Championship and we've earned the Constructors' Championship. But of course, as I've said previously, there is still one more objective that we haven't gotten, not just this season, but throughout the entire series, that I really want to get, and that is 1-2 in the Constructors. So it's all well and good if we do well, but we also need our teammate George Russell to do well, and he hasn't been doing well in this second half of the season. He's managed to have a little brief turnaround in form. It's pretty much a Sergio Perez situation from the 2023 season, last season pretty much, where he just had a really good first half of the season, then a really horrible run of form in the second half, and then you know, came back towards the end to help secure the 1-2, and it pretty much is happening here, and it's been a decent lap from us. I feel quite confident. These are, once again, like now officially maxed out MyTeam cars, and it was a pretty good lap, but we weren't able to set another as Nick de Vries gets in our way, and we have a bit of a collision there. He actually pushes me towards the wall. Either way, ruins my lap, so I ruined his, took his front wing off. Not that he would have qualified anywhere other than last anyway, considering this series. I do feel a bit bad for Kevin Magnussen, though. We did impede the Williams' lap. But something worth noting that may have been a key reason for George Russell's poor run in qualifying is that some of the AI actually only end up doing one lap now, for some reason. And maybe that's just a short qualifying thing. But yeah, that's definitely something worth noting for the game in future, maybe even next game.
Welcome along to Las Vegas. Saturday night's all right for driving. Well, it is here tonight as F1 takes over the entire city and the Formula One circus comes to town. Well, tonight we go racing around the bright lights of Las Vegas, 3.8 miles under the Nevada night sky and thousands of neon lights. There are landmarks everywhere you look, punctuating the 17 corners and 2 DRS zones. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Pierre Gasly lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Sainz, Ocon, Oscar Piastri, Russell, Théo Pourchaire, Bottas, the owner driver, Liam Lawson, Leclerc, Stroll, Tsunoda, Joe, Magnussen, Drugovich, Norris, Albon, De Vries, Sargent, and Jehan Deruvala. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. The last few races have been a bit rough for them, unable to get a clean run. That's got to have some effect on their confidence, surely.
It's not an ideal situation by any means. When you get into a bad run like that, there's always a risk of frustration creeping in, which can cause more mistakes and locks you into this vicious cycle. Hopefully today they can get through turn 1 cleanly and stay calm for the rest of the race.
So, P7 for George Russell, P10 for us. That is a really, really good situation. Usually I talk about the practice sessions, but no real discrepancies this time. The softs are pretty safe to use. Something worth noting is that the hards don't seem to be viable, so it looks like it's going to be a standard soft to medium strategy.
Here we go then, the formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out. So as all the cars reform the grids, the drivers will be hoping to get a strong start. They'll want to earn some valuable points from today's race, with final communications being done with their race engineers, ensuring the planned strategies are all in place.
So yeah, something once again worth noting, Alpine just seem to be really, really good on the straights this season. They seem to be like the Williams of this season. Well, the old Williams anyway. We're not like that now, but in the past, Williams were like, you know, really good on the straights because it was a very low downforce car, and Alpine seemed to be that way, as you know, shown in places like Monza and once again now Vegas, as Pierre Gasly has pole position, and we get ready to start this race as the 5 red lights are out and we look to immediately get past Valtteri Bottas. It's a pretty good start from Théo Pourchaire, but he gets boxed in by Piastri and Russell, and Piastri, very close to us there. We made a little bit of a dive bomb and there is a tiny collision, but it doesn't really affect either of our pace. We do get to the racing line first, however, and we have gained P7. So a really good start for us. George Russell, really good start for him. And what works amazingly into our favour, it hasn't been the greatest start for Max Verstappen. And of course, we want to get that 1-2 in the constructors, and George Russell is making the move past Max Verstappen. That is beautiful, very clean, and we're going to dive down the inside and stop Verstappen in his tracks, or at least ruin his racing line. But of course he does get in front of us pretty much straight away. But yeah, this is a great start, and now I can start working on keeping Verstappen away from Russell as we once again dive down the inside. We bang tyres as we get onto the strip. Piastri not too far behind, neither is Pourchaire. So again, something definitely worth noting. Look at this. Pourchaire right behind us. Piastri trying to get a slipstream off of Verstappen. Liam Lawson in the Haas isn't too far behind us. It's 3 wide at the end of the strip here. Who's going to come out on top? And it looks like it's going to be us, as Verstappen decides to prioritise Piastri in defending that spot, and now he's looking to regain P6 off of us. But yeah, our teammate has already gained 3 seconds up top. And speaking of our teammate, let's actually view his race start right here. You know, we made a pretty good start, and Russell made a great start as well, immediately passing Piastri and pressurising the Alpine of Esteban Ocon. Russell didn't have to worry about Piastri behind him as we were starting to battle him. And look at Max Verstappen here. He started in a good P3. Sainz made the pass, and look at this. Ocon was looking to make the pass as well, and he actually did. Verstappen, I think, got a bit boxed in between Ocon and Sainz, and Ocon, obviously, the inside is very viable here, as Russell proves as well. Wow, just a nightmare start for Max Verstappen here. And not only did he lose that position to Russell, but he also lost the position to us. And look at how much time. Look at all the space that Russell ended up having here, as we now have yellow flags on lap 2 right here. Who is it? It's Esteban Ocon. There's smoke coming out of his car. Hopefully there was no collisions made with the man behind him, who is George Russell. That's a lot of smoke coming out of the back of that Alpine. Thankfully it's not Gasly though, who continues to lead the race, but we get taken off guard here with Max Verstappen putting a lot of pressure on us, losing about a second now. George Russell 4 seconds ahead, so that is some really good news. But yeah, Max Verstappen catching me completely unawares as I was totally distracted with Ocon leaving the race, and Verstappen took advantage of that, and it looks like Porsche is trying to take advantage of that too, and we're going to have to prioritize defending against him as Verstappen immediately gains a second on us. That is a perfect situation for the Dutchman here, and now he can focus on perhaps chasing our teammate. We're trying to burn as much ERS as possible to reach top speed. It's the only good thing about these straights now with these maxed out MyTeam cars, where, you know, we can burn all that ERS, reach the top speed, and sort of negate the DRS, especially against the Mercedes powered cars like Mercedes, Aston Martin, McLaren. But against people like Verstappen, it still might not be very good for us. But for now, it looks to be good, as we did manage to catch up to Verstappen and drive a bit better and get back into DRS, especially with all that ERS burning on that previous lap. It put us back to within a second of Verstappen, so we were able to regain that P5, and we've actually managed to regain over a second on Russell, so there might be some fighting going on ahead of us. They are in a big bunch if you actually look at the mini-map there, but yeah, here we go, that very same lap. We know how this Vegas strip works, and it looks as though Max Verstappen will be looking to reclaim P5. We've tried to burn some ERS to stay in front as much as possible on Verstappen. Look at the defending there. That is absolutely perfect defending from Max Verstappen, the 3-time F1 World Champion. Well, actually the 2-time World Champion, as he never won the 3rd. Oh, well, he did. Wait, no, he did win the 3rd. He won the 3rd in Season 1, sorry. Yeah, so he's still a 3-time World Champion, as he is in real life at this point. And we are putting so much pressure on Verstappen. I think he may have a lot more tyre wear on those softs, as we are finding it quite easy to keep up with him. We've got DRS right here, and we are looking to make the pass in this first DRS zone. It's beautiful. It's a picture-perfect DRS pass right there. We're still losing some time to the cars in front. Look at that, 5.6 seconds behind our teammate, but again, that's good. We want Russell to be as far away from far ahead of Verstappen as possible. As look at this, Verstappen and Piastri 3 wide going into the end of the strip. A lot like earlier, and just like earlier, we once again come out on top, but this time we actually gain about half a second on Max here, so that's great. As we now look onto the view of George Russell around the same time here on lap 7, looking to see if he can get past either Gasly or Sainz. This is great for Sergio Perez, who definitely has a huge gap at this point. We might be looking at our Grand Prix winner here, but look at that, Sainz, no DRS at all. Gasly made a perfect pass, and Russell almost made the pass there, and it looks as though Alpine have a little bit of damage on that front wing, so maybe George Russell could take advantage of that. But we're going back onto our view now on lap 7, late into lap 7, as Verstappen once again makes the pass, but we're going to dive down the inside at the end of the strip and once again reclaim and, well, maintain our P5 position. There is a lot of moves that happen at the end of the Vegas strip right here, and I'm trying to stay out the slipstream, and around the same time, a little earlier on, I think, yeah, obviously, Russell actually managed to make the pass on Gasly. You might have actually noticed the leaderboard earlier showing Gasly in P3, and that's because George Russell managed to make the pass. Look at this now, lap 8, under a lot of pressure from Verstappen, and we now have a DRS fault, so that is not good at all. That is nightmare scenario. Yep, DRS offline. So of all the tracks where we want that to happen, Las Vegas is pretty much the last one, to be quite honest. I mean, look at how much pressure we are coming under with Verstappen. Bit of contact there, banging tyres. His front tyre banged with my rear tyre, and now look at this. Going onto the strip, DRS enabled. Verstappen is going to breeze past us, and I'm burning ERS to try and reach top speed as quickly as possible. Like I said earlier, just trying to negate the DRS effects, but Oscar Piastri has also made the pass on us. I'm not going to be too mad at it, however, as this is our pit lap, but I would have definitely preferred to be in front going into the pits here. But yeah, it's been a pretty perfect stint. Of course, our aim isn't to win this Grand Prix per se. It would have been nice to maybe get a 1-2 in the race, but our priority is protecting our teammate. We really want to get that 1-2 in the constructors, and obviously it's down to Russell to have good form as well, but we have been doing our part pretty well. But yeah, pretty good pit stop. I think we actually gained a bit of time on Verstappen and Piastri, which is absolutely great. And we actually were able to make the pass on Piastri at some point. For some reason, I've cut that. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter anyway. We would have earned it on that main straight or on the first straight. But it doesn't matter, as Piastri looking to make the pass again, as we are trying to get past Guan Yu Zhou. Verstappen got past Guan Yu Zhou, is now past Albon, so Verstappen is pretty far ahead at this point. It's really good for him, but there's yellow flags ahead. Liam Lawson looks to span it. There's a huge pile-up as we tried to take avoiding action past those drivers. Made a bit of a collision with Max Verstappen, but it is a red flag that is called a stoppage to the race. We were P9, I think, but I don't think it will matter anyways. The red flags were already out, so I think people like, yeah, Sargent and Albon still ahead of us, but Verstappen gained a position off of that. Yeah, good timing from Max as we get back underway. Sargent looks to cut us off here. And look at this pass. Look at all the space we had. Yes, we got onto the curb a little bit. That may cause a little bit of damage to the underbody, but wow, we made a lot of passes through there. Sargent, Albon, Verstappen, Lawson, Tsunoda, and now we're looking to make 2 more passes as Bottas and Pourchaire are battling, and it's going to be 3 wide going into this corner. Oh my god, this is absolutely incredible racing between the 3 of us here, as we now look to get close to Pourchaire. Oh my god, that was naughty. That was very naughty from Teo right there. Maybe we got a little overzealous, but definitely a bit of contact was made there. But we do manage to make the pass on Teo Pourchaire. We're able to get onto the racing line quite well there, and now look to perhaps chase down Pierre Gasly. The good thing about this red flag, despite having still having the DRS fault, we don't have DRS for a couple of laps yet, so we're able to actually catch up to Pierre Gasly with the extra grip that we do have on these soft tyres. I didn't mention it. I'm in a bit of a rush, as you can see. There's so much happening, but we were able to go back onto the soft tyres because of that red flag. So we actually do have an advantage compared to the rest of the field. But DRS is back online as we now look to chase down Carlos Sainz. We don't want Carlos Sainz to overtake Russell. I mean, it doesn't matter in the long run, but I want Russell to gain as many points as possible. And for some reason, George has actually gone on to the hards. So it looks like he might not be able to catch Perez as we make a bit of contact with Sainz. That was a little naughty from us there, but no penalty, no warning or anything. So a little bit of a racing incident according to the FIA. That's fine. It hasn't really impacted the 2 of us that much as we make a very, very aggressive overtake, almost cutting off Sainz at the beginning of the strip here. Not that it will matter too much. We do manage to make Sainz lose some time. But yeah, DRS, Sainz is able to get past us pretty well, but we've gained Russell 3 seconds. So that's really, really good work from us as we defend against Théo Pourchaire. We might be losing Sainz, but never mind. No, we don't. Lap 15, we're looking to once again make the pass on Sainz, trying to go around the outside. Sainz defends really, really, really well, but he's going to stick to the racing line, and we're going to dive down the inside into the chicane. And I think we're able to regain P3. Again, like I said earlier, it would be really nice to get a 1-2 with Russell, but a 2-3 definitely isn't too shabby. So we're definitely fighting for that podium position, that final podium position at this point, as Sainz makes a dive down the inside. We try to give him the space, but we're going to be a sitting duck down this straight, an absolute sitting duck, as we still have this DRS fault. It's really not looking good for us. We're burning ERS here though, and Sainz looking to make the pass. It's just going to be easy for him. He's not a Mercedes engine, and speaking of not a Mercedes engine, there is the Alpine of Pierre Gasly, and Pourchaire is now struggling with Verstappen. Sainz completes the pass, and so does Gasly. So not very good for us at all right there. Yeah, I wish we could have defended, I wish we could have attacked more, but we just don't have any DRS. And now on to lap 16, Max Verstappen looking to make the pass, but we're going to defend that really, really, really well, making the car as wide as possible. And yeah, that's not something we need to worry about. Let's see if we can keep this P5. Verstappen though, onto the last lap, really, really pressuring us. Pourchaire isn't too far behind. Yes, that Mercedes engine is really weak when it comes to top speed, as the later seasons in the career mode show, but he's keeping up quite well. He is taking advantage, and I mean, what a story it's been for Théo Pourchaire in our career mode, man, or in most people's career modes. I mean, look at Araba's career mode and where Pourchaire was in his. Like, it's crazy how good Pourchaire is in this game. Same with Lawson. Lawson's really good since his stat boost, but we've not managed to ever see the potential of that in this particular career mode, as he's stuck in the Haas, which is a shame. I think I definitely would have hired him as a teammate if we'd have done like another season or two in this game, which would have been nice, because I do really enjoy this game. But yeah, here we go. Back onto the strip here. I'm not sure if yeah, it'd be a bit of a shame actually, because people like Liam Lawson and Felipe Drugovich will no longer be available for the F2 drivers, which is going to be a really weird, because those two guys have been available since like F1 2020, since MyTeam have been a thing, you know. We'll still be able to get Pourchaire though, so definitely something to think about in the next game, as Sergio Perez takes the win for Red Bull. Our teammate George Russell crosses the line for us. Great race for him, and we cross the line in a pretty good P5.
Waiting to celebrate a thoroughly deserved win. Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today, but what set them apart from the rest?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here.
Well, to be quite honest, it was never, ever, ever in doubt. Sergio Perez, an absolutely dominating showing here at Las Vegas. I don't ever think he was off of pole. I genuinely think he was P1 for the entire race, but it's a great race for Pierre Gasly, managing to get P3. Wow, we probably should have seen a replay for that. I wish I'd have recorded it. I didn't really notice at the time. But yeah, Pierre Gasly actually managed to catch up to Carlos Sainz and take P3. Really good for him. And yeah, George Russell, our teammate, takes P2. So let's actually have a look at the standings now. Look at that. 14 points is the gap between Russell and Verstappen. What a great race for us, for the team. Like just prioritizing our teammate here has brought us the big bucks, the absolute big bucks. Verstappen only gains 6 points from that race as Russell gains 18. So Abu Dhabi is definitely looking to be a much safer race. And regardless of what is happening in Abu Dhabi in the championship, 100% we are going to try and win that race. You know, it's the final race in the series. I don't want to be prioritizing Russell. We need Russell to race for himself. So if we still lose that 1-2 in the constructors, I don't really know what to tell you. But yeah, next episode will be the final episode of F1 23, guys. What a weird thing to say. I've gotten so used to playing this game, but I don't want to get in too much of a tangent discussing, you know, how much I've enjoyed this game, how much I love it, and how much I've enjoyed this series and stuff. We'll get into that in the next episode. It's going to be a big one, hence why we're going to be premiering it live later on this week. So yeah, putting this out hopefully on Tuesday. I know I was trying to put it out on the weekend, but I got really busy with work and stuff. But yeah, we're going to try and get this out on Tuesday, and then yeah, we'll see. Either Thursday or Friday for the final episode. We'll see how I'm feeling, but probably Thursday, because I kind of want to watch along with anybody who does watch. I doubt that's going to happen, though. I don't really get many viewers live anymore. It's quite strange how the roles have sort of reversed. I used to get most of my views live a few years ago on YouTube, but now it's more of a recorded and edited thing where I get the most views, which I like, because that feels like I'm putting more effort in for a good reason, whereas before it was like I put more effort in to get less views, it's pointless, blah blah blah. It's not like that now, which is great. But yeah, we are 8 days. I'm recording this on the Monday, so we're actually 7 days away. Literally this time next week when you're watching this, we will be playing F1 24 live. Maybe, I don't know. I might actually be working that day, so maybe not when you're watching this, but definitely on the night for sure. I'm getting into a tangent. Whatever, guys. Thank you for watching this episode. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button as hard as you possibly can, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Until next time, peace.